Oh, hi. I forgot
Hello
I had
there.
that up. I should have put it the other way around. Hi, everyone. We are the Jedi. Actually, first and foremost, happy May the 4th.
Happy May the
Uh,
4th.
I don't know if you can tell, but today me and Mike are at Disneyland enjoying it. Another May
That's
the
right.
4th festivities. Um, uh, my name's Mike.
No, my name's Mike.
Why did I say my name's Mike? I just woke up a little bit ago. I'm still waking up. My name's John, and below me is Mike, and we are the Jedi Archive.
Yes, and
The
today is the
show.
last day of Ski Pruckle Appreciation Week, and I'm wearing my shirt uh, to honor Skip. Uh, but we're here because we just got back also last week from Japan, Star Wars Celebration Japan, and we've got some exciting news to share with you about comics and books and all things Star Wars in the
Well,
publishing field.
yes. Well, Mike was in the actual Lucasfilm publishing panel. I was in line for. I was in line for the. This was Saturday or was this Friday? Remember what
It,
day this?
it was Friday.
What was I in line for Friday? I was in a line for somewhere. There was lines everywhere, man. There's
Yeah,
lines
there
to
were
get
lines
into things.
everywhere.
So I couldn't make this, but I was in line for something. I don't remember what I was in line for at this moment, but but
You
yeah,
were in line for something. I remember that.
yeah, I was in line for something. But yeah, so we're gonna go over the panel. Mike actually took a bunch of photos, but we found this awesome website called Minot Manor. They actually list them all on one single site for us, so we don't have to keep switching slides. So they're gonna help us out.
Right, right. Yeah,
Great
because
show,
I
Minot
did
Manor.
take pictures of everything, but they did a much better job and they have it all neatly arranged. So we're just gonna thanks a lot to Minock Manor for getting it all so neatly put together. Uh,
Yes.
and I'm gonna scroll through here and start out with the announcement. So the first thing is that it's hard to believe that we've come to the end. This was the last celebration that we'll ever talk about the High Republic because it's the end. We've come to the end of phase three.
I don't know. We
And
will talk about the High Republican, but I think this is the last celebration we'll talk about projects that are part of Project Luminous. So
mhm.
this is the end of that project, and I can't imagine they're going to just drop High Republic. But yeah, this is the last of that big arc, and so it's pretty much the last of Skywalker trilogy, but only High Republic. So this is kind of a big deal. But yeah,
Right, it is a big deal because it's the conclusion of the phase three. So
yeah,
we previously did have the front cover of Trials of the Jedi, and at this panel they did reveal the back cover, which is what you see here. So we had this uh, the front cover with Trials of the Jedi by Charles Soule, and then at the panel they revealed to us the back cover with the Char Hounds. It's pretty cool
with Ember.
with
Yeah.
Ember. Yes,
So
leading.
I think this is kind of sport. I have not caught up on all the books on Phase Three. Uh, I thought Buckets of Blood was presumed dead at the end of Phase One. So is this kind of a spoiler? Was one of the current books allude that he's alive?
You know what? I don't know, but a lot of things come back because it
Well,
it also brings.
I think Charhound and Buckets of Blood are both alluded that they went down with Starlight. So that's kind of like I think this is a bit of a spoiler, unless one of the most recent books did say they were back. But from what I understand, I thought they were still. This is a spoiler, so that's kind of why they waited to show us the back cover.
Hmm. And the Drengir come back.
At the end of this picture,
No, but the Drengir are back
where'd you hear that?
because I'm reading the most recent book now.
Okay.
So, and the Drengir are in there. So, yeah, good stuff. So this was revealed, which was nice. And coming down
So
here,
they've been releasing this type of art ever since the beginning, like little silhouettes, featurettes of some of the characters would look like. So that's what that big mural was. Wasn't really anything new there.
no, nothing new here.
But it looks like they're all wearing their temple mask though, which is kind of cool.
That is cool because they're all temple
Yeah,
guards.
yeah.
Really nice. And then, of course, we know that our three friends there that are working together as a team with Lorna Doone, you know,
Is it Skier and Kivas? What's her
and
name?
uh, Keeve, Trennis,
Keeve
uh,
Trennis. I was blending them together. So Kivas.
yeah, Keeve, Trennis, Keeve, Skier, Keeve, Trennis, and Lorna D.
Yeah.
There are our new
Oh, you got Taser Rect on the other one.
on the other side, right? Tay Sarek,
Yeah.
which I love Tay because he's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
It's really cool
Opposites
to see all these
Yoda's head.
characters.
So it's kind of cool.
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, they're on their last arc. I think that they'll start their last arc with about 4 or 5 issues left, and then they're done too, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to see Lorna D is still there. So that's kind of a spoiler too that she's kind of like, she was a major villain and it looks like she's come over to the good side.
Well, yeah, I think she's chaotic neutral in the D&D terms. Yeah, I think she was chaos, but maybe she's not exactly evil. I still think she wants revenge on Markion. Which I think still
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
still think that's her main goal. And I think that might come into play at some point. Like she might have to make a decision. Do I want to do what's right or do I want to do revenge? And I don't those aren't always the same path. So I think that we might see that trial come up for her
Mhm.
soon. So it'll be interesting to see.
And do you see someone else in the back, John? Somebody with beautiful purple hair?
No.
Yes. She's you like
My my
her.
screen my screen's a lot smaller than yours.
Oh, it's when it's Vernestra.
Oh, I see. Right there in the bottom above the cups.
Way in the back. Yes, Vernestra with her beautiful purple
So,
hair.
so that's Kovac above her right shoulder.
Yes.
I can't.
Yes.
I'm guessing that's Silas right above her, and I
Right.
do not know what's next to them.
He's
That,
the one he's like the rabbit guy that was
that's a rabbit guy.
isn't he like the rabbit guy that was like
I don't know. It looks like a young Tay.
I think he's the rabbit guy that was with in the one with the lightsaber saber for hire or what's her name? Um
um,
the saber for hire. She's in there too, right? The one that was riding the dragon. Remember in the comics she had her own series. The
I'm looking it up. There's too many characters to keep track of.
because that's her right there. She's in front of him. The one who was a Jedi, but she's not really a
Ty,
Jedi.
Ty Yorick.
Ty Yorick. So that's
I
Ty
guess
Yorick
it
in
kind
front.
of like the rabbit guy, but I don't see Ty Yorick. It's kind of. Oh,
That's
there
her
she
in
is right
front of him.
behind
Yeah,
him.
she's right there. Yeah, she's in
You
front of
see
him.
my screen because I'm controlling. It's like a screen in a screen. It's like this small.
Oh, it's tiny. Yeah.
So, yeah.
So it's Ty Yorick. Oh yes. You know what? You're right because I see it in the little screen, but I'm looking at my screen. It's large.
Yeah, so
So it's Ty Yorick, and then
I see her now. Oh, so she teams up with this crew. Cause remember
yeah,
she was like extra character. One of the books a long time ago, Phase One, and she kind of like she said she was riding the dragon and stuff in the zoo
right.
nuts.
Yes.
But then she's kind of always been on her own, doing her own little stories, her own comics. So now I think
Rolling the dice. Remember?
yeah, I think
She was all.
wrapping her back into the story now, some other characters, which is cool.
But it looks like she's coming back into the fold because she had left the Jedi Order, and but it seems like she's using the die. Remember, she chance cubes to rule her fate, and she's not a Jedi anymore. But it looks like she's come on back in. She's there with them, so it's pretty cool.
I don't know. They look really happy, so I don't know if this what this image is supposed to show us. This is the ending or not, but Kiev is also supposed to eventually go to the dark side, so it's interesting that. So maybe Project Luminous ends on her actually being good, and then when they revisit the High Republic, like we were saying, that's when they kind of have her go bad.
That's true because remember we do have that one book. The I've got it right here. we do have this book, The Living Force, which is set after, it's in between the High Republic and uh, our, well, actually, no, this is set in,
The prequels.
yeah, this is the prequel trilogy era, but just before. But the Acolyte's the one that's 100 years after. So maybe something happens in during that Acolyte period time when Keith Trennis turns to the dark side. So we'll see. Who knows? All right, and moving on along, the other big announcements in that panel where there are new, exciting manga releases coming. And of course, the most exciting one for all of us in the panel was the announcement of Cal Kestis coming to a comic for the first time ever. I know a lot of people were really excited about Cal Kestis. When is he coming to a comic of his own? And so it was announced that he will be coming to a comic. And this is the cover for Jedi Fallen Order. First time ever, first comic. And this is really exciting. Um, you can see it's stylized. It is manga, so it has that Speed
So
Racer look.
I'm gonna be really interested in seeing if they decide on making this canon or just kind of like some one-off adventures, and they don't say it's canon or not. That's gonna be really interesting to say. Since it is manga, they can't kind of can say later that's not canon, because right now they might kind of let us assume it is. Only reason why I say that is because I think Cal Kestis is eventually destined for bigger things. And when I mean bigger things, like his own anime show or his own Disney Plus live action show. I think it's going to happen just down the road.
Right.
And that's why I think it's really smart of them to make this in manga and not regular comic, because they make it regular comic, it's kind of canon. And then what happens is hard to tell stories when you start having too many venues. So I think that they're going to play this off as it could be canon, it might not be, because
It's
it
more in the
definitely looks
legends,
interesting.
more in the
Yeah,
legends field, right? Yeah,
yeah,
because that does give them the freedom to do with Cal what they want once they
yeah,
do develop those stories. I agree with you, John. I think you're right because Cal is too important of a character to lock him in with these stories now.
yeah. Absolutely, yeah. Honestly, after the mall, they should give him an anime show next. If not, they should give him a live action show. The
Yeah,
kid's a great. Chris Monahan's a great actor,
yeah, he is.
and they just need to go ahead and give us more Cal.
And
So,
there was a whisper of that he was seen on set during the Ahsoka um, recordings recently. So
it's
who
interesting.
knows? Who
Yeah,
knows?
that is.
Now there are additional images, so I'm going to click through these slides so we can see. This is the cover, and here we see some of the. Here's Grease Dritus, pretty cool, nice.
Mike, have you ever actually read a manga?
Y- Yes,
They read backwards. I don't know if you've ever
I
done that.
know
You got
they're
sucked
hard
into
to
that.
read.
Yeah, I know. I try to read something from like, what am I doing?
The first manga I read was the one from the High Republic, and it was the one with the with the guy that takes his eyeballs out.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
And so,
that guy. When
and
he get
so
what's his
did you
name?
read it the right way, or
Well, at first I was reading it from the front to the back, like, oh, and I said, oh no, I have to go start from the back. But it was hard because I wasn't sure that if you read from left to right, even though you start from the back, or from right to
I
left.
think you read the opposite too. So I think it's right to left as well. I
Yeah,
don't, honestly I can't remember. I need to look that up.
I
But
think it's left to right still, but
it
I did
is.
go from the back. Yeah, but I wasn't sure if you go from like left page to right page or right page to left page. But it was tricky, so it took me a while to figure it out. But but yeah, it was hard. It was hard getting used to it. So I just did it on a ebook. It's easier because then I would just click. I just click
Oh.
left. On ebook, it's easier. You click left, so it's not so bad on the ebook. But
Wow.
on the physical copy, it's hard because I'm so used to being a teacher, especially and teaching an elementary school teacher, and I teach right to left. It was really hard for me to get used to the manga
Yeah.
comic. Yeah, it's hard, but this is cool. And you know what? I think you're right about the canonicity of it because, in canon, uh, he's missing an arm, right? In canon,
I, th- I think so, right? Is it a mechanical arm or he does have no arm at all?
he's got a mechanical arm because in canon he loses his arm when he throws himself over Cal's body, and it gets chopped off by one of the Night Sisters, or not the Night
Yeah.
Sisters, the who are the ones that are hunting the Jedi,
The Inquisitors.
the Inquisitors. So one of the Inquisitors goes to attack Cal, and he throws his body across Cal's body, and that's because who's the one that's training him? Seer. She doesn't um, she doesn't kill the the Inquisitor. She lets her go, and that's what causes the Inquisitor to go and try to attack Cal, and so Grease throws himself on top of. Oh, and that's in the book that goes in between the two games. So if
Yeah.
you read the book, that's when he loses his arm, and that's why in the second game he's missing an arm. So this is, yeah, it's not going to be canon.
Be interesting if it's just a retelling of the video games and manga, because then they would get to stay.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
It could be a retelling. You're right.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think that's what it is. It's a retelling of the video game, so it might be canon if it is a retelling.
Yeah. Kind of like one of the stories we have coming up later, but it's another retelling, so that's what it might
Right,
be.
right. There's Seer. Actually, I think that's what it is because for the people who haven't played the games, because the games
Yeah.
are canon, I think that's what it is. It'll get them to know the story. And I'm a big fan of manga because I grew up with Speed Racer, and I like the artwork. I like the stylized artwork of
Uh,
look at that. Yeah. So I'm excited for this. And plus, it's the first time we get Cal Kestis in a comic.
yeah,
So all you collectors, it's going to be worth a lot of money. Issue 1, go out there and get it.
that's
The
cool. Excited
next
for
the next comic coming out in manga is going to be Path of the Lightsaber. This is an original story in Star Wars, which is really cool. Also in manga, and it's set in the sequel trilogy era, and it follows this character Nyoka, who dreams of becoming a Jedi, and she finds a lightsaber in a skeleton's hand. And so, what are you going to do when you find a lightsaber in a skeleton's hand? You're
We'll
going to
grab it.
grab it and take it, right? So that's
Yeah.
exactly what she does. And so, she when she takes it, she's like, "Oh, I've got a lightsaber. I'm a Jedi." But it takes more than just having a lightsaber to be a Jedi, and that's what this story is gonna teach us about. What does it really take to be a Jedi? So it's pretty cool.
That looks cool. I'm excited for that. I didn't know about this one. And
Yeah.
this is, like I said, it's obviously going to be loose if it is canon, but I love the idea of putting it in the sequel trilogy
Hmm.
era. And him actually, looks like he's going to be hunted. She might be hunted by
She.
Knights of Ren. Yeah.
Yes. She.
She's going
Hmm.
to be hunted by like Knights of Ren. So that's going to be kind of cool. So
And there's gonna
definitely,
be there's a new Knight of Ren apprentice that we're gonna meet in this series. So let me go through the artwork, but the cover's pretty cool. And so let's go through these slides.
and you know
And
what? The other thing about mangas is they're not like comics where every page is colored. It's like
right.
sub, and then a lot of it's just black and white. I remember that too.
Hmm. There's a skeleton with a lightsaber. So it's like, who is this? Who was this Jedi? Right? This, it's skeleton with a lightsaber gripping it. And she's like, wow, there's a lightsaber in the skeleton's hand. I'm just gonna like crack, take it. I would too. I
Yeah.
don't blame her. And then the snap hum. Yeah. That's pretty awesome. So we were excited about this too when it was announced because it's an original story with original characters.
Is it gonna be a book or is it gonna be like issues? Did they say that? Because
It's a manga
sometimes mangas
series.
are little books that everything's in a little book. So I don't know if it's something like that or if it's gonna be just comics. Because it almost looks. I don't see a one on this or anything. It looks. I
It
wonder
says
if it's.
volume one.
Or
Volume
it
one.
does.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that.
Yeah, volume one.
Oh, I see
Path of
on the.
yeah, Path
Okay.
of the Lightsaber, volume one.
Yeah.
So I guess you can wait until they all get collected into like a little book because you
Yeah.
usually release them in a book once they're all out.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a one here. See
Oh, there is.
on the
Oh,
bottom. Yeah, it's
okay.
just really small. And then next, because there were four mangas, the third one is the re-release of uh, Star Wars, the
A
original
New
trilogy,
A New Hope.
A New
Yeah.
Hope in
Yeah.
manga, which is pretty cool.
This is kind of cool because this right here is what Disney keeps saying that they need to do, even though they're struggling at it, is getting a younger audience re-release the stories in different formats, but the same story. And now you get young viewers reading stuff like this, Star Wars for the first time, falling in love with it. So I'm sure it's the same great, amazing story, but this could get new people into it. So this is actually what Disney should be doing, stuff
Mhm.
like that.
And
And
especially because there's a young audience today that's really interested in manga, and so by introducing this story in this format, where there's a big audience already available for this consumption of this artwork and this style, it's perfect for it.
yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, here's cover number two, and of course for us, all of this looks really familiar, right?
Yeah.
Look at that, Obi-Wan and Vader. Yeah, Trench Run. There's our hero, our villain.
Our real hero.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. They got to release it like in a set of books.
Mm-hmm. Nice, right? And you're right. It comes in black and white. You know, a lot of the artwork's in black and white in pencil, like pen and ink form. Look at that. Looks really good. Really sharp. Yeah, that's gonna be really nice. And then the last manga release that they exposed us to was the Thrawn, which is a big fan favorite too.
Now, so this is cool too because the first one looks like it's a retelling. The second one looks original. This next one is a retelling, and this one I don't know if this is going to be a retelling or a new story. So it's very interesting. So I'm excited about this one.
So what they said is it's more like an expanded of well, because Thrawn is interesting because Thrawn we have the EU version of Thrawn of Timothy Zahn's books, and then we have the new Thrawn
Yeah,
that's canon. So we have two versions of Thrawn, and now we have this comic version of manga. And so it's going to be this is going to be a more expanded version than we have the comic version of Thrawn too. So well, lots of comic
what's
versions.
interesting is like I recognize. Well, I think that's Luke, and I think that's the Emperor. But who the heck is on the right side of the page? Like, is that a young Thrawn with flowing hair? Like, I have no idea. So that's kind of
Well,
interesting.
remember Thrawn when they first discover him, he's wild,
Yeah.
and then
So I wonder if that's like Thrawn. So that's cool.
I yeah I don't know, I don't know. Let's look at some of the artwork and look. So this is young Thrawn when they discover him on the planet. No. Yeah.
Can you read all those names?
Ooh, they're really small. Let me see.
Yeah.
They're really
I
small.
I can tell you, I could read the one above Emperor Palpatine. It says Emperor Palpatine.
Oh yeah. uh
Yeah, the rest. It's a little too small for me.
The other ones are too small. I can, if I make them larger, I can.
If we had young eyes, we could read it.
You know what? I think I have glasses. I think I make it larger and I can see it. See.
I mean, it's smaller for me.
Oh, yes, I can read them now. It's Eli Vanto.
Put your mouse over each one so the people watching can see.
Can you
That's
see this one? This is
yeah.
Eli Vanto. So that's the young cadet. If you remember, he's a little like a country bumpkin. If you're familiar with the Thrawn stories, he's the country bumpkin who also speaks that language in the Outer Rims. That is one of the overlap languages that Thrawn also speaks. And so they have him be the interpreter. They assign him to Thrawn because he can communicate with Thrawn. And then Thrawn teaches him Chiss, and then he's supposed to teach Thrawn basic. And
Okay.
Eli Vanto later uh, migrates to go work with the Chiss, if you're familiar with those stories, which is pretty cool.
Cool.
Oops, let me go back here. So yeah, Eli Vanto. Oh no, I have to make it big again. Sorry. And then this is Voss Park. This is Mosh Mosh Bierris, Major Wyan, Commandant Dean Lark, and I can't read her name. It's really tiny. I can't read his either. Let me see if I can
Mhm.
make it larger. I can now. Oops.
Yeah, I
Oh,
can.
that's a Arinda Price. This is Arinda Price. Arinda Price, and that's Neville Sign or Sign. Yep.
Okay. So, you think these people, from what you remember, is from the original Thrawn comic?
Yes, and the book.
The the canon book.
Well, all the characters in the canon book are also in the EU book.
Oh,
So what Tim Zahn did is when he wrote the canon books, he used oops, let me make this back to reset so it's the so it fits.
it fits now. Nope, it fits.
There. So what Tim Zahn did is when he wrote the canon books, he did it in such a way that he can still make all of his original writings canon. So he's incorporating all of the I love Tim Zahn. He's just a genius. So yeah, even though he's rewriting his work, he made it so that everything else still fits. He didn't rule out any of his original work. Yeah, so that's the last one of the manga releases. So we got those four. All right.
But any more slides on this?
Oh yes. So here you can see there's a lot of like this is when they first discovered Thrawn on that planet, and they believe that the planet is uninhabited, but Thrawn is on the planet and he's expecting them, but he's by himself. And he sets up, if you're familiar with the novels, he sets up either the canon or the EU. In both versions, he sets up booby traps. And based on his booby traps, they think that there's like a whole army of enemy
Yeah.
on the planet because he's just so intelligent. And so you can see that they're all like confused, like, what's going on? And he's like, he's able to steal like a communicator and it's really good. But he's just one man.
Uh,
And remember, Thrawn has been exiled from the Chiss, so he's been on this planet exiled. Here he
yeah.
is. Here Thrawn is watching them. He has his long
Yeah.
hair. I mean, it's so dynamic.
Yeah.
See a lot of action. It looks really good.
this all these photos looks like it's from just issue one, essentially when they
Yes.
pretty much obtained him. So very
Yes.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is all like the first chapter of
yeah.
the first novel because there's three novels. This is all from Heir to the Empire. Look at that Star Destroyer. Nice.
Well, he's got a clone helmet there, and that's a clone frigate. So this works with him being in the Rebels timeline. So that's pretty cool.
Yes. Yes. So it's definitely canon. I'm really excited for all this. I love all this. All right. Cool, cool, cool. So then other novels and comics and other publishing news that they told us about was a new novel coming out called Master of Evil, which is really
That
cool.
it's an evil looking cover.
It's going to be about uh Vader, and it's the author is British, and that's coming out. It's gonna be really cool. So they just kind of like gave us a bunch of covers for us to look at, and this series of comics about Keller and Beck, that was another release too. I don't know if these will expand if I click on them.
Oh, the Killer and Beck ones look
Oh yeah,
cool.
they do expand. So here's Master of Evil.
Adam Christopher.
Hmm. Look at his eye right there.
Yeah, that's
Look at
some
that.
fun artwork.
Right? Looks really good. Right. How do I get out of here now? And this series, there's a new comic series on Keller and Beck from Jedi Knights. It's going to focus on his story. Look at that.
So I wonder if that is does all say issue 8. So I'm wondering if he's like a special guest appearance in issue in that series, Jedi Knights. But those are cool things to get autographed by him.
Look at this cover. It's like a realistic photo
I say
cover.
that looks like it's just like copy and paste Photoshop.
Looks good though.
Yeah,
Looks good.
I think I like the one on the right the most though.
Yeah, I agree. The one with Yoda.
Yeah,
And you know what? It's really nice if you've seen his interview. I think it's on Disney Plus, right? Where they have the interview with him.
yeah,
And after all the tough times he went through after the release of episode one, when he wasn't as well received,
yeah.
and so it's nice to for him to have this. Uh,
All right, so it looks like the one on the right is going to be the main cover, and the two left are going to be the variants.
yeah, it looks good. Looks good. Who are these Jedi? They're all
They're,
new,
yeah, they're going to be red shirts. So they can kill them off.
huh? Shush you.
If anyone kills off characters, it's Star Wars.
Yeah, and then we have Legacy of Vader.
Oh, this is the Kylo Ren story. That's Kylo. Yeah, the one's
And
already. This is just more issues, huh?
yeah, but this is the new Knight of Ren that we're getting. The new.
Oh, okay, that's a cool little helmet.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Really
cool.
cool. So they're talking about that. We're gonna get a new one. Get to meet a new one like that. It looks like he has long hair. What is this red?
I think she. Oh, it's Mara Jade. I mean,
Imagine,
this is
imagine.
well, this is her timeline, and she had force powers, so it could be
It could
Mara
be
Jade.
Mara Jade, and she
The,
was
the
dark
only
side.
the only poor thing is this would be a poor way to introduce Mara Jade, but it could be. I mean, she's such a popular character that she needs to be big time. Oh look,
She's a redhead.
this is right there. Tava Ren.
Oh yeah, Tava Ren.
Yeah,
It is a she. Look at her. Wow.
yeah, that's
Looks
cool.
good.
That's some,
Looks good. And it's from Charles Soule. He's one of my favorites.
well, now that they're like freed up, those guys they're gonna be doing a lot more just like one offs and stuff like that into the Star
Oh
Wars
yeah.
universe.
Oh yeah, because High Republic's it's done. And I like it because comics are quick. They're faster. They're not as tied down. We're gonna get a lot of really good stories because these guys. I mean, Charles Soule's an excellent writer, and we're also gonna get some more Poe Dameron.
This is called the Hyperspace Stories. Is this like a bunch of one-offs? I don't know if I've read this one. Star Wars
Uh,
Hyperspace
this is coming
Stories.
too. It's Hyperspace Stories Codebreaker. It's a Poe Dameron series, miniseries from Dark Horse Comics.
Okay. No, I think it's Marvel. Oh, this is Dark Horse, huh?
Yeah, Dark Horse.
Oh.
And this is the final cover, or it's a four-part miniseries. Okay, so it's this is the final issue of that four-part miniseries
Family the Banshee.
titled Codebreaker. So it's another little cute, fun little story. Poe's one of my favorites, so I love this. Looking forward to that. And then they also announced two books. The
Looks like the art or something.
Yeah, it's an Art of Andor,
Oh yeah, the
and
artist story.
it's going to be the Art of Andor both seasons, 1 and 2,
Okay,
and also Industrial Light and Magic, 50 Years of Innovation.
that's gonna be a pretty popular one right there.
Yeah, now it's funny because when they announced this, it had popped up at one price, and then like by the end of the day, the price had gone up by like $50 more. So it's like because they didn't realize how popular it had been. So
Yeah, that one's gonna be popular.
yeah, these are reference books, art books. And that's pretty much it. And the only one thing that is not on this website that they did also talk about, and I have in my notes, was this reveal of another comic called Beyond Victory. And this Beyond Victory is
I
it's a
wonder if
comic
you
series.
could you Google it and bring it up on the screen.
Oh, like to share it here?
Yeah,
Let
it's
me
kind of
see.
hard to see when you show up like that. I should
I
have
know. Let me
told you to do
see.
that before. But yeah, they did give this comic book out to us, which is really nice. And actually, they're just kind of at first they're being a little stingy. It's like, oh, they won one, and then when we came back, they were just like, take them. But they're giving it at the MetaQuest booth, which is kind of cool because MetaQuest is finally getting the Star Wars games that PlayStation 5 had.
Oh, here it is. Here
So,
it is.
yeah. So this has to do with some of the new stories they're adding to the MetaQuest. I don't think it's exclusive for MetaQuest, but it is going to come out when they release the Star Wars games on the MetaQuest. So it's kind of cool. Can you click on that or no?
I did, but it's not sharing what I click on. I think I have to
Okay.
reshare. So let
Oh,
me, yeah. Which one do you want me to share?
the actual comic
The
one.
comic cover?
Yeah, click on that.
Okay.
No, no, click on the right one. The one on the right.
This one?
That's all the way to the right. All the way to the right. Yeah, click on that. Nothing happens.
Yeah, on my screen it does. You want just
Uh,
the image, right?
that's okay. They can see it from here. So yeah, I
You know
think
what?
that we're seeing two different images because the cartoonish one is the one for MetaQuest, and the comic is the comic based on that. So they did give this out, which is pretty cool. Um, yeah. So
Let me share that one. Share screen. Let me share that one. It's how about that?
there we go.
There it is. Yeah. And
So
John
yeah,
and I, we did get free copies of this comic.
we haven't got one for Bryce. We're gonna surprise him, but he's not here.
Yeah.
So when he watches this, he'll find out he got a copy from us. But it's interesting. It says one, so I wanted to know if they're going to do a series about this, or this is really just a way to get people to buy into the MetaQuest game. But yeah, it's a nice little intro.
It's cool. It's cool. And it's going to be connected to the game too, right? In
Yeah,
the MetaQuest, it's the comic and the game, and so I'm excited for it.
I have not read it yet. I'm still unpacking from Japan,
Me
so but
too.
that is on my list. So maybe it's one of the things once we read, I will talk about it on this. Yeah, but yeah, we're definitely glad we got the exclusive ones
Yeah, so there you have it. Those are all the things that we found out from that panel.
from the publishing panel.
Yep,
Yep.
the publishing panel. And what
So
else?
in 2 years, when they have it in L.A., which we'll be there, I mean, Mike lives what 20 minutes away. I live like an hour and a half, so we'll definitely be there. Really
Yep.
interested to see what, because I think, all right, this is my big plan for Lucasfilm. I think they're going to do another big project, Luminous, but I don't think they're going to announce it till that panel. So I think in 2 years they're going to announce their new plan, the new story arc. They're fine doing a bunch of runs like they do now. Just do a run of the Legacy of Vader. But I think they need a big arc again, especially for books, because right now books are going to be kind of scarce. They're going to be really one offs. So I think
Yeah.
they need another big arc, and I bet you right now they're working on something right now. Some big. I remember they said with Project Blue was that drawing whiteboards everywhere, sticky notes everywhere. So I think they're doing something like that right now. And in 2 years in LA, I bet you they're going to announce the new plans, whatever
I
the
hope
plan
so.
is.
I hope so because
Yeah.
I'm reading the last of series of phase 3, and I'm
Well,
excited, but I'm also sad.
I don't know if it's going to be High Republic, but I think it's going to be a big arc. It could be
No,
Blue
no, no.
Sky.
I know that. I know that, but I
Yeah.
mean, I want something else to look forward to be reading.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Some
to
more
me,
Star
I
Wars.
definitely prefer big story arcs too, as opposed to a bunch of one-offs. One-offs are entertaining and fun, but like I don't get invested in as much unless it's a big multi-book, multi. I mean, good lord, the High Republic has been a lot, and it's a lot to do, and it's way more investing of my time as some of these one-offs. So I'm definitely excited for that. So
But
I think,
it's also really good though.
yeah. Well, yeah, I and it's more planning, and that's where they have a lot more of the crossovers and stuff like that, and they could do those big. You can kind of see what's coming along because it's just such a great story. So I think in 2 years we're going to get announcements of that. So I'm excited for that. So
Yeah. And then one last thing is what I did get, and I want to share. Hold on. Let me see. Let me.
well, they changed the color of our ticker. Look at that.
Huh?
They changed the
Oh,
color of our ticker.
they sure did. All right.
I need to.
Let me see. Did this come up here? Did I get a notification? Let me see.
Sorry, I'm texting the production guys on something we have to do or not have to do.
All right. So let me share this. I'm going to stop sharing this Beyond Victory cover, and I'm going to share with you what I got from one of the artists, one of the authors from the panel, which is pretty cool. On that image file. Present. Cancel that. Present. Share screen. This one. Can you share that one? There you go. So I did see the artist from the comic book, and that's him in comic book form. And I took a picture with him too, but he autographed this for me and
That's
gave me this
cool.
card. Yeah. And then I think you took a picture of me with him, right, John?
Yeah, yeah. Is
And
that
I
on
went
my
on.
phone, or did I send that to you, or do you have
You
that?
sent it to me, but I think it's on your phone. But you sent it
Oh,
to me, and because I went to ask him where we could get the free comic,
yeah.
and he told us it would be on at that wherever they were doing the video games.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's what he looks like
That's
in
funny.
cartoon format. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a caricature.
yeah,
That's one
caricature of
mighty.
him. But
That's one mighty chin. All
well, he's got a little beard.
right, before we start running the ticker, let's give our review on the announcements. You excited, or what's your pulse? You don't have to give a review, but are you happy, excited, let down, want more? Thought they leaned it a little too much one way. What's your overall review of that?
Overall, I was really happy with all the they gave us a lot. I felt like they released a lot of new stuff. I'm excited for all the stuff coming out. I like all the manga stuff. It's new. It's different. I think it's the first time we really get a lot of Star Wars manga, and it's the first time we get new stories, original, like with the lightsaber story with the
Path of the lightsaber.
Path of the Lightsaber. I'm excited for that. Uh, really excited for the Cal Kestis, of course, and I mean Thrawn. He's just my overall favorite. Uh, Overall, super happy. And then, of course, the Beyond Victory. I like video gaming, so um, I'm excited for that too.
Yeah, I was okay on it. I'm glad they showed us like at least 8 books, something like that. They showed us quite a bit of stuff.
Hmm.
Um, Looks like they're focused on some manga right now, which is like we said earlier, good to expand the audience. Um, but like I was kind of saying right before, I'm excited for a big new story arc. We're still wrapping up story arcs, but it makes me a little sad. It seems like we're wrapping up story arcs.
Hmm.
So there's nothing new to announce about it. We already know the books that are coming. We know, so that was a little sad, more sad than let down. But yeah, I'm excited to know what's coming up, and they're not going to tell us while they're wrapping this up. They want to focus on High Republic still. But yeah, that's just it. It's a good panel. I kind of almost knew what they were going to talk about going in. They're going to talk about some mangas. They're going to wrap up that. So yeah, it's definitely a good panel. I think the next panel they do in 2 years is going to be even better, though. Maybe they do one in D23 next year. Maybe. I don't know. It could. But yeah. But still excited. Just I want to hear what's next, which is I'm really excited for. All right. Let's pay some bills. All right. Are you be sure you're following us on YouTube at Virtual Cantina Network, on Instagram at Virtual Cantina Network, on X at Cantina Virtual, on Threads at Virtual.Cantina Network, on Hive at Virtual Cantina, and on TikTok at Virtual Cantina. And like the VCN Star Wars, don't like, join the Star Wars Celebration Japan 2025 page. That whole sentence,
No, no,
and
no,
like,
no. Star Wars
I,
Celebration, Los
uh,
Angeles,
oh
2027.
yes, everything around that last sentence is wrong. We are now the Star Wars Celebration Los Angeles 2027. We have 90,000 members. So if you
91,000.
well, we're the only one above like 50,000. So if you see any of that big numbers, that's us.
We're
Join that.
91,000.
Yeah. So
91,000.
we'll we'll be probably close to 100. I think it slows down a little bit after celebration. I mean, we really pumped up during celebration, so we might be coming. And then once you after it's going to teeter. But I think by the next couple of months we'll hit 100,000.
It's gonna teeter,
So
teeter, teeter.
yeah.
Meow,
I'm hoping more for like 120 around next year's celebration. I think that'd be cool.
meow, meow.
What?
My Merly,
You
my
got
hunter.
you got that Hot Toys
I got
booth,
this at
right?
Hot Toys.
Yeah.
He's $150 on eBay right now. I did good.
You know what's $125 on eBay right now that I lost? My Lego piece. I cannot find it.
Your tile?
Yeah, it's little,
Gone.
like that big, and I can't find it anywhere. I think I put it in a pocket, and I might have washed the pants, but it should have showed up in the washer dryer.
It'll
I
show
can't
up.
find.
You'll find it.
Yeah,
You'll find it.
I know I have it on somewhere. It's so tiny, you're gonna lose it. So yeah, but it'll show up. It's still in the bag, so that helps. If it's just the one Lego piece, I'll never find it. But eventually, that bag, it's only about that big, but it is a bag, like a Ziploc sandwich bag, kind of. It'll turn up. But yeah, that's the one thing I can't find. I was like, gosh, dang it. And I put it in a separate pocket on purpose so not to lose it. But that's how things go. All right, guys. Please like, subscribe, follow. Please comment things we're right on, things we're wrong
Shout out
on,
to our
unfortunately.
sister pages, Star Wars Comic Book Nerds and Star Wars Comic Book Club.
Yes. And may the force be with you.
Always live long and prosper.